Hello and welcome to session 2 of the March Equinox Solidarity Summit with Humans United and Mutual Aid Networks. And I really appreciate all of your being here. This session is called Draw a Dreamworld, and the theme of this whole Solidarity Summit is celebration of life. First, we're inspired to do this because of the recent loss of the founder of time banking in the modern context, Edgar Kahn, who has been a dear friend and mentor. So we want to honor him and also honor all the cycles of life, celebrate spring as well. Cycles of life, death, rebirth, renewal. And part of this is dreaming, and dreaming the world that we would like to see realized. So this will be the session now. The next session at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time will be life cycles roundtable. So we'll talk about cycles of life and death in organizations and movements, and um, yeah, just reflect and share and support one another. Tomorrow we have in the morning we can join in with International Time Banking Day, and then in at 2 o'clock Central Time I'll host a book club about David Graeber and David Wengrow's The Dawn of Everything. So more dreaming of the world we would like to realize. And I will share in the chat some slides that tell you how you can be more involved, and encourage you to stay in touch. And I'll encourage everyone to type your contact information in the chat if we're not already in touch. And for now, if you could just say briefly who you are, where you are, and what brings you here. I'm Stephanie Rurick in Madison, Wisconsin, and I'm here because I would like to draw, dream, and realize a world where we all get to do the things that we want to do that make us most fully alive, in cooperation and in abundance and in ways that nourish and replenish the earth. And that's it for me. How about Barb? And then you can pass the mic. Barb's out walking, so if it doesn't work out.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Yes. Barb here in St. Paul, and and I'm going to pass it on to the next person.
Rest.
Okay, if I'm not dropping out because my connection is really unstable. I'm on a mobile here in this area. So I'm from Slovenia. I also like to dream, but I think it's time to stop dreaming and start working in reality and to make the dreams real. So it's a high time to make this stupid civilization disappear. So that's why I'm here. So next, Sybille.
Thank you, Girons. We really need a new society. And I have the hypothesis, the more we see it clearly, more it will happen. And then we need to dream, to speak out, to design it, and to make it happen. So this is will be the aim. And I'm confident that it's always sometime birth is a bit with turmoil, and maybe we are in the middle of the birth process of a new era, hopefully. And I give it to, sorry, to put Maddie.
Hi, my name is Maddie Coates. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we do.
Okay, cool. I'm in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm on here. I work with Cooperation Jackson, and I'm very excited for the rebuilding of our society that will work for everyone. And I want to be a part of building that. So yeah, I'll pass to Anneleise.
Hi everyone, I'm Anneleise. I'm in New Zealand, right on the other side of where everyone else is. I have long tried to put my time and energy and love and passion into things that I think foster a kind of a deepening of our relationship with ourselves, each other, and the world that we live in, our beautiful planet and all other life. And I think we are at a bit of a tipping point right now. So I'm really excited to imagine what's possible, how we can reach our highest potential as humans and use all of our imagination and skills and energy and talents to create something that's a lot more balanced and healthy than what we have now.
Thank you so much. And can I pass it to the two of you to help us draw a dream world?
Yes. I forget to say that I'm from France. So I
We can
passed.
hear that.
Oh, so thank you, Scarlett. Yes, I have my French accent.
Of course. And we love it.
I do want to just say, even though we're only 6, we are all over the world, and that's really lovely. I really, yes, I'm very happy to. I'm happy to have this kind of reach, and we'll have more more ripples out as people watch and connect later. So thank you.
Mhm. And it's not about quantity, but quality. And we are all connect with many people also. So we will ripple. So I just passed in your chat, the chat of the Zoom, some link if you can go. That because we will need you to be active and putting stuff in the Padlet. So it's good that everyone managed to use it. So please tell me if you don't. No, I will not do quit, but share my screen. Share my screen. So you will access to the same image that you see in the screen now. And it's really simple to use. You don't need to register. And to do a new post-it, you just double click. Okay, I will put all the camera away. And then you write a title. You see me doing it. Title. And here text. And you
By
can
the
also,
way,
yes.
Sybille, your link in chat is not the same.
Ah, okay.
It's
We've gone
you
to the
ju-
map instead of the main screen.
Okay.
we got the map. Yeah, it's just change the
sorry.
last 2 letters to 2.
I
You have,
changed it. This is
ah,
a new one.
yeah, okay.
So is it the first link that we go to?
The second one.
The second one, the last one, just
How do
published.
how do you it's not showing me how to put a
What is
oh,
not?
I'm just having to do it by searching.
In a chat, there's a link.
In the Zoom chat, there is a link.
Yeah.
Have you find it? So for the, tell me. So you see, I've just created a post-it. I can move it just by drag and drop. I can modify, and then here I can upload some image, sound, link, and we will need to do this.
And is there anyone here who is not able to access the Padlet? Like you're on a phone or... All right.
Stephanie and Goras, I know you are. Anneleise, you managed to go to...
I'm in the map, but I can't see how to put a pin in it.
There's a new link. Oh, how to put a pin in the map. I think you can...
There is a second link, the last one that goes to the proper
Yes,
Padlet.
finishing by 2, _2.
The map, the last two letters in the map address are 1A. If you just replace 1A with number 2 and hit enter, then you will be there. It's really simple.
Yes. And Barb and Maddie, have you managed to come in?
I think that Barb won't be because she's out walking.
Ah, but
Okay.
then Barb, if you will tell us, because you will be able to do the exercise if you want while walking, even it will maybe help you. And then you will share. So you just have to use your memory if it's possible, and then you will share. And Maddie, and we will write for you. Maddie, you managed to come in? Maddie has no camera also. Maybe you are on phone.
Oh,
You're
good. And
mute,
here's
Maddie.
Kate.
Kate's coming in.
And Kate. Hello, Kate. Would
There's
you?
Barb. Oh, good. It's nice to see where you are, Barb.
Ah,
Oh,
Kate,
sorry. I am here listening. I am walking a reactive rescue, and so it's a little dicey. But so I'm going to just be listening and taking in as much as I can. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
That's okay.
No worries. Kate, do you want to introduce yourself? We have not yet started.
Oh, I just popped on just to say that I can't stay because I'm in an event tonight in Hull that I've got to leave for, but I just wanted to say hello and I'll join you tomorrow.
All right.
Thank you to us.
Well, lovely.
But
Nice to
I'm
see
in Hull. I'm singing. It's a big festival. There's lots of light shows. It's this Haitian thing, like trouble, with drums and everything. And we're in the audience, just emerging as singers, joining in. So we did it last night. It's amazing. So
Awesome.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But sorry, I can't be here. But I'm in Hull. Yeah, and I'm a sister site of Mutual Aid Networks.
Doing amazing things to revitalize all the whole area and around.
Yeah, there's some amazing developments actually. Yeah.
Cool. Can't wait to hear about them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now we have Tony here too. So everyone's coming right in time. Tony, would you be willing to introduce yourself, where you are, and sort of what brings you here or what you're into mutual aid wise?
Sure, thank you. Peace and blessings from Omaha, Nebraska.
Awesome.
I was referred by Kurt Loskoff, and I am part of Happy Neighborhood Project. I am also a founding affiliate with HMP's newest partner, Nowside Marketing, based out of Toronto, Canada. Just yesterday, less than 24 hours ago, we launched happyneighborhoodproject.com salesflow. We help people get leads at a discount through the partnership. I peeped in earlier, saw Kurt, and then I had to go. And I can't even stay long now, but I promised I'd at least show up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. And maybe
you.
we could get your email from Kurt later if you're on the phone.
Sure, I can put it in the chat right now.
That'd be great if you're willing to share it. And this is very cool, the geographic spread we have here right now. So even with this many people, we have Omaha, Nebraska, Jackson, Mississippi, St. Paul, Minnesota, Madison, Wisconsin, France, Slovenia, Hull of the UK, and New Zealand.
Wow.
So thanks everybody. That's pretty cool. And so we're just talking about, we're drawing a dream world here, figuring out how we turn our dreams into reality so each of us can have that ripple from where we are, and that'll have a mighty impact.
Right on.
Thanks. So do you want to take us into the drawing a dream world part, and maybe just give tips on how the people on the phone can do it in their context?
So the one that are not on the phone will, you can use a Padlet, and then you will place what will tell you to place in a minute. And the other, you will think about those, because it will be three things, and then keep it in your memory, and then after share. And I will, I or maybe Annelise will help me, help to write it on the Padlet, so we can play. So the proposition is that each of us individually, we connect to our dream world, the world we want to see and to let to, yes, to let to our to the next generation. And we think about three keys that can define this world, and we will choose. It could be words, it could be image, it can be a poem, it can be, you know, whatever that can represent three different, I have say keys, but a characteristic of your dream world. Then we take individually few minutes to gather these three things. So the one on phone can just think about some words of sentence or poem or song, sorry. And then the one on computer can also draw or find an image on internet and do the same as the one in phone. And then the one on a personal computer, you can put this in a Padlet, in a post-it in the Padlet, and the other you have to remember it, to share it when it will be the time. You have question about this?
Is there a way to actually draw on the Padlet, like with lines?
Maybe it's better is to draw on your with paper and take a picture.
That's what I'll do. Yeah, I like to actually draw.
Yes, good idea. But just to everyone, because some could be comfortable with draw, some not. And what I will do. Minutes.
Kurt, hello. We are drawing or making post-its here to convey the top 3 characteristics of our dream world. Was that right? Or close enough?
Yes. And you
So
can draw, sing, find 3 sentences, 3 images on internet if you are available with your technology use. Whatever, 3 characteristics.
And we need to give him the link again because it doesn't. Oh, okay. I just put the link to the Padlet so you can
Thank you.
click that and put this on post-its. And I just drew mine, so I drew it and took a picture with my phone and sent it to myself. So I'm gonna try to put it there. We'll see.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
I could put the picture up. It's not oriented right, but it still worked.
It's not working. You create a post-it and then you have some which one is it?
No, it worked.
The first one, upload, or maybe no, take a yes, you can. The second one is taking a photo, so you can maybe show your
Oh,
drawing just to your computer.
oh, cool. That's way easier.
Yeah, sorry, I had seen that it was.
Anyhow, my photo will be sideways, but that's fine.
You will be able to improve later. Then we can say 2 more minutes. We'll see if Stephanie managed to upload this photo, her photo.
There. That's there.
Someone needs help. I know that Maddie, Kurt, and Barb has left. She's gone with the dog.
Nice reciprocity loop graphic. That's really cool. When did that happen? I love the hats.
Have you managed, Stephanie? Stephanie, you manage?
Yeah, I did it right away.
Okay. Okay, are we ready? So I propose to take the one on the phone first, because to not ask you to remember too long. No, this participant. So, Maddie, do you want to share to us your 3 characteristics, and I will write if it's to write, to be written. You have to unmute yourself, Maddie. Maddie,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that, please? Yes, I'm sorry. I got up and walked away for a minute. Can
Okay.
Yeah, it was just the three key characteristics of the world that of your dream world. And we can
Okay, so
I
maybe
would,
Kurt. No, Maddie, you ready?
yes. I'm
Okay.
gonna say compassion for number one. Just grow compassion, um, connection, and cooperation.
Ooh, lovely.
Oops. Sorry, I'm trying to write, but he doesn't want to obey.
I can write it if you want to.
Yes. Okay, it was compassion
Connection.
and
Cooperation.
thank you, Stephanie. I'll try to. So, Kurt, have you think about 3 characteristics you want to share for your dream world?
Well, I guess I think in terms of removing biases and stigmas and just all these ideas of equity.
So, sorry, removing what?
Bias, BIAS.
Oh, yes. 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 And the second one?
Removing stigmas.
Yes. And equity? You say something with equity.
Yeah, building equity. Yeah.
Building equity. Thank you so much. Building equity. Girons, I think you have put some, I see 2. Can you tell us? You're mute.
Okay, here I am.
Yes.
I have 3 screens, and I have to find the way to the to the.
You're too geek.
So everything revolves around the reciprocity loop. With actually, I wrote here time to act, but I think it is better if I just write action.
Mhm.
So no more waiting. And what I think it's important is that you do it with purpose, knowledge, understanding, and empathy. That's a little bit more than 3 words, but I think it's important.
It's okay. Can you make them, write them in the Padlet?
Yeah, it's they're written. I wrote it.
Oh yes, just now. It's magic. Thank you,
Yeah,
Girons.
yeah.
And then reciprocity loop, maybe not everyone known, but is based really on feedback loop that works in nature. And this will be a feedback loop among in economy. Anneleise, where I see I think I've seen that you have written some. You want to share? Oh, beautiful image.
You're muted.
Yeah, that's where I live. So it's like the dawn. That's the dawn. So it's like awakening to a new way of seeing and being. It's pretty big. Here we go.
That's where you live. Can you say again where that is? Because Katie just joined. Hi, Katie.
Yeah, so that is a view out Godley Heads from Whakaropo, which is Banks Peninsula, the Littleton Harbour Basin. So that's Otutahi, which is Christchurch, New Zealand. And that's my view from my house.
Oh,
So I get to be beautifully present with nature a lot where I live, and that feels really quite sacred.
You live there? It's from your window?
Yeah, that's from my deck.
Oh, I'm coming.
I've got a spare room. Come anytime, Sybille.
Oh yes.
you need some help? I can come as well.
Yes.
Solidarity Summit is in New Zealand.
Yes. Oh, it's exactly where I want to live.
I've got hundreds of because it's like a painting. It changes all the time, the light, and I get beautiful moons that reflect across that water, and it's pretty amazing.
And you have the sunset?
The sunset, that's facing east, so the sunset, it does light up the clouds, but the sun doesn't set on that side. So I get the dawns.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, I'm very
Our
very
Earth is so beautiful.
It is so
Actually.
beautiful, and that I guess every single day I'm so aware of that because I'm so present with it. And it's really, it's quite heartbreaking, when you think about the potential for its destruction.
Yes.
It's like, how dare anyone think that they can, what's gone so wrong?
Oh,
really?
that's a topic for tomorrow. It's the book of Graeber. It's all about what the fuck went wrong.
Oh, yeah, I have got a voucher to buy the book, but I haven't read it yet. So that's definitely my next track it down.
Stephanie, I don't see your post-it.
It's there. It says anonymous. It has a yellow picture on it.
You have to hit publish, I think, because I don't see it.
I see two that are not yet published, maybe. Madison. Non, Maddie, version 1. Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
Maddie wrote mine in the chat because I'm not able to do the attachment.
Super, thank you. I will take it.
It says it's on there. It just says anonymous. It's a yellow picture. I don't know how to.
Here it is, down there.
Yeah, and it's sideways. Sorry.
And it's all the way down. Let me bring it up. You were hiding in the south terrains.
But it's, yes, we can hide ourselves in the Padlet and then come back.
Here it is. How do you?
Maddie, I put yours in the Padlet. Up. So, Stephanie, but maybe tell us.
It says anonymous. I don't know how to tell you.
Here, just go a little bit down. Here it is. Here it is. You find it.
Ah, okay, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, super.
All right. So the first one is music. There's music all around. The next one, if you scroll back up for a sec. Scroll back up. Yeah, it's just sideways. So the people are just
cooperating
with whoever they are. So some of them are sitting there like together and others are separate and they all have little easy smiles. And then the last one is just open gates. This is sunshine. So the sunshine is partly about just natural flowing energy, and it's partly about like I've like a lot of times when there's a really beautiful sky, I've kind of reflected that that's something that we all can share, but then some people can't share it because some people are deprived of their liberty and not actually allowed by other people to see the sky. So anyhow, those are what those represent to me: freedom, freedom to be different
Mm,
and at ease with that, and music.
super, thank you.
And Katie, we're talking,
I
we're
think
sharing the.
only.
Sorry,
No, no, go for it. Oh, wait, Katie, you just arrived?
a little bit ago.
Okay, sorry, I haven't seen you. Katie, you can, if you want, you can sync, well, first connect to the world you want to see and to live in, and think about 3 characteristics of your dream world, and you will share in a while. I'll let you think.
She did it already in chat.
Yes, I'm here with Maddie. She's my daughter, insider
Mhm.
secret. So I've been thinking about it, and I already, yes, the idea of visionary decision making, um, collective discernment, and I don't remember.
Oh, so yes, so it's Katie.
Willingness to change minds.
Some.
Right. Um, I think also something
Okay,
called a
so I put it
resource-based
already.
economy. I would be disappointed if I didn't bring up that concept of no borders and people's resources being met based on the availability of resources and the needs for those people. They call it sometimes scientific method that would let us decide how to distribute the resources and manage it in a better way, because we have a crisis of management, I believe, because we have a lot of resources. The earth is very abundant for us. So that's my elaboration on my answer. Thanks.
Thank you. I'm not sure I managed to capture all, and I haven't found in the chat, but maybe
I
people
put it.
can help me.
I put it in a Padlet.
Good.
You have it next to reciprocity loop is her
Okay.
post. I just copied it from the chat.
Thank you so much. And me, I made 3 words. Where are they? Even mine, qu'est-ce que j'en ai fait? Or maybe they are. Ah oui, it was.
Here.
Ah, it was under New Zealand. That's a sign. I have to go to New Zealand. So my 3 sentences: satisfy needs driven, meaning we should really go to needs and not always desire. And that in my opinion, the earth has enough to satisfy everyone's needs. And respecting natural laws, meaning be in the nature and not above, and doing some feedback loop of I really get inspired also by the nature, and feeling acting as we are a part of the system. And then unity in diversity, because diversity leads to resilience and to creativity, and then to have something. We all live on the same planet, and we have the same sun, and so we should be united and allowing all the diversity with one big heart. Okay, thank you, everyone. If we were really more, we would have been in subgroup, but now I think because even some with the phone would not be so easy. So I think we can do it all together because we are only 7 to see what Is there some common point? I think there are. And what, how we make it, we gather our little or different characteristic and vision to build as like everyone has a piece of the puzzle, and we can make it all together. Or maybe we can start by sharing our feelings or feedbacks about hearing one another pieces of the dream world we wish.
Like that. I can just see, I think when we're at, in our deepest humanity, that most of us want the same things. We want healthy connections and right relationship, and everybody to have a fair go at everyone to be able to share the sky, everyone to have enough food and warm shelter and be safe. The basic, having our basic human needs met and being able to be in community and in right relationship with each other is the foundation for all those other things. Because I think the projects that we've, a lot of us I know have worked on, it's, we recognize how abundant things truly are when we can share together and share both our resources and our ideas. So it's just building connections, I think. For me, that's so clear that we have so many more things in common when we start talking and communicating.
One thing that I noted as a common thing among several is I guess it was summed up in words in the unity and diversity, and also the no borders, just the like an understanding that cooperation and connection and solidarity doesn't have to mean and shouldn't have to mean togetherness and agreement, and like you can be together separately and you can like be together divergently. And I've yeah, for a long time have wished to have and foster a culture where like competing approaches are encouraged, and we have friendly competition about who can show some better ways to live, and we don't need to be freaked out that each other have different ideas, and we don't need to be freaked out to pursue separate paths, and sort of keep a friendly distance too when we don't agree on fundamentals.
Me, I can reflect that when I see all your characteristic, it's a bit that we are describing the same word. And I've been traveling all over the world years ago because I was not understanding what was happening in our society. And I discovered that we are all the same human and we have the same needs. And we sometimes are not taking the same solution to satisfy the needs. But we have really more in common than what we think or are used to think or are being trained to think. I will not enter on this. And so this gives me also hope, because if we were able to really connect to our natural needs and then build things to solution to satisfy them, it should be so simple. So after, I don't understand why it's not like this, because when each time I'm talking to people, I realize that everyone wants the same. Everyone wants the best for his a good thing for his kids, for his neighbors, and then that's how I came to examine the collective structure and discovering that the current monetary system make us greedy, competitive, think everything is scarce because we are all running after interest to pay our credits. And so, and I'm wondering if how much we need to be thinking this so that it can manifest. It's kind of something like the hundreds monkey, maybe. And it thinks that we are more and more. And what things that's it's not happening here, but sometimes I see that there are some kind of dispute. And what you were saying, Stephanie, that yes, we all see the same mountain and we take different roads, and it's okay because we cannot be all on the same path. So, but I think we people, we really need to welcome a different point of view and to find what is common among the difference, to really focus our energy on what is common among us.
There is one concept that I find that is popping up everywhere, and it is described in different words like compassion, empathy, removing stigmas, unity in diversity. It's all the same concept: understanding each other, being empathic with each other, and working together. So that's precisely what we humans are. We are empathic, and we are working together, and it is not some distinct feature of our species. It's actually, empathy is prevailing in the nature. It's everywhere. It's not just that we are able to be empathic. It's all over the place. So it is some specimen of this species that are not empathic, that are bringing shit in this planet. So it's pretty simple when you look around and look for the causes of problems. You can usually pinpoint, okay, here is this one that's causing this. So empathy, I think it's quite an important and compassion.
I think some of what we're seeing now is kind of the playing out of a collective generational trauma, that where people have become disconnected from their compassion and their humanity, and are frustrated with how things are, but the way that they're trying to change it is through means that are just recreating the same through those patterns. For me, I'm not, recognizing that there's a lot of layers of, the continuum of kind of, abuse that starts with domestic right through to what we're seeing now, particularly in Ukraine. That domination by power and control and might, but what I think history also tells us is the power of the collective that have another vision of working together and wanting those deeper, connected, healthy ways of being in relationship. So I think what we're seeing also is the counterbalance, which is this enormous empathy that's pouring out at the same time, and it's really come down to quite a clear view, I think. The action and the reaction, the pendulum swinging very hard So how do we come into a balance?
Maybe you have to jump off the pendulum.
Or maybe you change the point of, you know, change the weighting, or the gravity, or the something. I don't know. It's sort of like if you're swinging on a thread and then you've got something and just shorten it or lengthen it or something. I don't know. It's like playing with that dynamic, isn't it?
For me, the answer how to do that is actually, if you want to really go and understand the problem, you really need to go deep into history and understanding how we as species evolved, what happened 6,000 years ago with first empires and the agricultural stuff that was happening, and how we were developing and playing with different organizations of cultural organizations, and how we work with each other, how we live with each other. And the problem right now is, and which is actually great again, because tomorrow this is precisely the book topic, is we simply cannot envision any other structure than a hierarchical structure of the civilization, period. We don't even cannot grasp anymore that there are some other things that you can do, some other organizational structures that comes together when you are working with people. So that's I think the biggest problem. We were so far removed from our core capabilities that we simply do not see a solution which is basically hanging in front of us. You just have to grasp it.
A bit like unschooling, uncivilizing. Our ways of becoming civilized have been quite corrupted.
Yeah, correct.
Edie, did you want to throw in?
Well, I do actually. I will disclaimer that I call myself a perpetual optimist. But I think that there's going to be something like a leap in our evolutionary ability to have compassion for each other. I don't know this, obviously, but a lot of Native people speak of it, or Indigenous people. And I felt it just in my own heart. And so it really resonates with me. I like to share this idea. And it is connected to the concept of 100th monkey theory. I don't know if any of you have heard of that. And it has been scientifically, quote unquote, disproven in that it was not a brief episode. But does anyone on the call know of the 100th monkey theory?
Yes.
I mean, I really think that's where we're at. There's going to be a tipping point where certain of us understand our connection to each other, to the plants, to the animals, to the earth. I really think that's going to just like tide fall, just quickly come once we get that point. And so we won't see it. And there's a lot of turmoil up until that point. And the shore recedes, before the wave. So I believe that, like you mentioned, this idea of not imagining, I think there are certain people working hard to imagine and create and hold space for a vision of a place that works for all of us in unity and in communication. And there's actually emergent ideas that challenge our evolutionary timeline, if you will. The established idea that we're about 12,000 years old. they're challenging that idea that there's been a discovery of a human who was Homo sapien much earlier than they thought. They have evidence of Antarctica and details much before we thought that was capable. I'm just saying, I think there's so much more to this picture, and we have to allow for like an instantaneous change because there are people doing the work, and I think it's important to hold space for them, the creators that we can be. That's all. Thanks.
I agree. One of the books that really got me excited about stuff. So Bernard Lietaer's books, actually, The Future of Money is what got me on this track. But then a book called Of Human Wealth Beyond Greed and Scarcity. One of the I'm pretty sure it's that book where they lay out just the like different epochs and just the different world phases that and they do happen fairly rapidly, and they incorporate what came before into something new, and it just really was cool to just get that perspective. And again, I'm super excited for the book club tomorrow. I actually have a chapter and a half left to read today. I'm like, what happens? But yeah, feel free to join the book club tomorrow, whether you've read it yet or not. I'm sure that it won't spoil the book for you and might help inspire you to get to reading it if you haven't
Can
read
you
it.
repeat those books? I'm new to this group, obviously.
So I will put Bernard Lietaer's books, The Future of Money, but also the one with the world's I forget, like the world ages is called Of Human Wealth. And then the book for tomorrow is The Dawn of Everything by David Graeber and David Wengrow. Who else wants to share?
That first 5,000 years.
Yeah, that's really good.
I quite like spontaneous evolution as well. That was quite interesting. I like the way like just some examples that the fact he cites all those studies is really good, but the jelly bean jar, when it's like there's 2,000 people guessing and one person gets within one jelly bean, but when you add up all of the guesses, they add up to the exact amount of jelly beans in the jar. That's kind of, it shows that collective wisdom of always, if the space is allowed and the container's there to hold it, then the wisdom emerges. It's kind of perfection, which is quite an interesting. So that's Bruce Lipton, that book, Spontaneous Evolution. I can write it in there. Oh, you're doing it, Stephanie?
Yeah, I guess we should put it in the Padlet too, which I haven't done. I just put it in the chat. If anyone wants to pop a.
I think the other interesting thing about that book is because he's a cellular biologist, he looks at that when we're in this survival mode of having this bombardment of bad news and trauma all of the time, how us taking that time to take a breath and connect and come back to ourselves is what helps us restore. Because our actual physical bodies are communities of cells and they can't regenerate if we're not allowing that space for restoration. So that was quite a powerful learning. I like that.
Someone want to share more? No, we will ripple all this image design. Maybe we can make a final tour and then we have time It's next session is about cycle of life,
Mhm.
isn't it, Stephanie?
Yes,
And it's got
yes.
40 minutes, no, 50 minutes from now.
Hmm. Are we doing some drawing together with this, or?
With the cycle of life.
No, I mean with what
Ah,
as yeah, I
uh,
can.
if somebody is inspired with to do something, I gather them a bit.
Great.
What's fun also it's that it's diverse in the way that it has been expressed. Some photos, some just words, some sentence, some drawings.
So one thing that I wanted to make note of is Gorat's drawing of the reciprocity loop. Like I really appreciate this. Like it's a thing that helps that reciprocity loop become actionable because it can just communicate this to people
Actually, it's
in a
Frederic. It's Frederic that make it.
Correct. I just wanted to say it's Frederic who
Yes,
made
sure.
it. I'm
I was with her last week, and we were because there is a 12,000 factory that has been bought with by a good guy, and will make a lot of WordCraft people of a very cooperative space. Fortunately, using the reciprocity loop, and then she once again she said, "Explain me again the reciprocity loop." Because I already did, but haven't get it at the first. And then while I was explaining, she drew, and after the evening after 2 evenings, she gave me this, and then we improve a bit with some feedback, and you can see Sybille and that are writing the so she decides that it should be in French. So it's a mix of French and English. And then we can, and she gave us full rights on this image.
awesome.
I told her to put her name somewhere. I think we should put her name and because she never asked for any acknowledgement, but she deserves. And she's very good to make concept in a picture like this.
That's wonderful. I think this would be a really good thing for us in the Humans Network to really be inviting people with the skill like she already has, and also like building up these skills among more people of doing.
She's doing training. I follow a training. It was amazing. Now I'm not enough practicing, but a lot of practice after. And it was on free donation,
Ooh,
free price. I don't know how do you say this in English.
sliding scale, sliding scale.
Meaning you give what you want.
Hmm. Yep.
There's no price. Yeah.
It would be, yeah, it'd be lovely if she would want to connect and actually offer this in the Humans under whatever
Mhm.
terms work for her,
Yes,
and
and
for
I could help
newcomers.
her for translation because she understands a bit English, but she's not so comfortable. But most
Mhm.
of what she said is actually it's easy to translate, and it's really about practicing. And everyone can do it without knowing how to draw. That's the things. You don't need to know how to draw to do this kind of. In French, they call it graphic facilitation.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what we call it here too.
Okay.
So I just want to make it clear for newcomers, the Humans is a global cooperative network, and we are about exchanging skills and time and talents. So you can join the co-op. We're about to move into some new software to make our marketplace and sharing stuff easier. So we'll be starting that in April, but you can join anytime. We already do it, and people can earn human hours, but you can also use you can charge straight up money, but we're really about exchanging skills on a variety of terms and doing more toward time exchange and mutual credit and sharing, because those are more values aligned. But really, the aim is to have everyone have a good livelihood doing what they wish to do. So yeah, this reciprocity loop drawing is great. And I don't know, we can just check in and see if people want a little bit more clarity of what the drawing expresses. We could do that at a different time if we want
Yes.
to. And
Yes.
then I just one more plug for the graphic facilitation thing. Some of you have seen this. Harry from the Netherlands has done this for me, and where he just like he interviewed me about what our project would look like after it succeeded, and he drew it. He wanted to draw a day or like a moment in the life of someone who was living the dream that I was trying to express. And it was just so helpful because in order for him to draw it, we had to get very, very explicit. Like you can't draw a person unless you can put them in a place, having them, doing an action. Like we just really had to get into nitty gritty in a way that really helped us to visualize like what we actually have to do. Anyone else want to take it from here?
I think visuals are powerful. I mean, that was why I did the map of the map. and that's still a really good tool. I've actually had someone here fairly recently talking about building local systems here, and sort of because it's got everything in there between the collection of all of the places. It's almost, there's everything in there. There's energy, there's food, there's community resources, community spaces, support, harm reduction, all of those, all of those things are in there. Creative opportunities. So when you look at it as a full ecology, it shows the need in each individual place is being met. But when you look at it as a whole spectrum, if that's what, it sort of shows what right relationship and healthy communities would look like in a localized way. So.
Yeah, cool. I was looking for your map.
Oh yeah.
I pulled up this tiny version of it, so it doesn't do it justice. I'll go back.
Stephanie, the book Spontaneous Evolution is also by David Graeber?
No.
No, it's from
Bruce Lipton. I can write it in there.
This is a great guy also. Bruce Lipton. Oh. I really like epigenetic. This is going very away from this karma genetic destiny.
Well, he makes the argument that we could completely shift everything in one generation if there was enough impetus behind that. If there was enough, because of the power of the collective consciousness. So he's got really interesting examples in there. Like there was a big meditation event in a city, and then they got the crime stats after the event, and it had dropped by 30% just for the duration of the event from all of these people meditating and doing these like loving kindness, holding this energy in this space. Really, really interesting. I think, Katie, you were talking a little bit about that, the 100 monkeys, it's the same sort of thing as that power of collective energy.
There's a lot of
vision.
Yeah, sorry. I think there is a lot of science now behind this idea that there is some force that does actually connect us on an electrical level. So soon it will be undeniable.
Yes.
And we'll all agree and accept it. Like the microbiome, maybe, this kind of idea of things unseen, not yet seen.
At one of the early time banking conferences we held, Martin Simon, who was with Time Banks UK, was giving a talk, and he was talking about these fences that were used to keep sheep penned in, and all of a sudden, like, and it had worked for hundreds of years, and all of a sudden, like, a sheep rolled over the fence and a bunch followed, but at the same time they were doing it in Wales and in Scotland and all different places. Like, all of a sudden the sheep just knew that they could roll over the fence. So I like that yeah, that we could say let's roll can mean something very different than it's meant for Americans in the past. Should we, Sybille, would you like us to do something to?
No, I think we could make maybe a little closing circle. And I will start. So thank you to be there on Earth, to have so good dream, and to make them really active with every one of you in your style and in your skills, and devoting so much time and energy. So thank you. And we will be sure that we'll say we will have done all what we can. That's important. And yes, I think the journey is as important as the destination. So we may never lose our value while making this new world. Thank you. I pass on to Kate has been back. Kate, do you want to say something? Ah, no, sorry, I missed. But see, sometimes there is Katie and Kate McDonald coming. Okay, so Katie, go for it because.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Sorry.
I'm very grateful to meet you all. I'm excited that I got a text this morning. It was last minute. I'm new to this group, but I'm been with Cooperation Jackson. I'm rooted in this idea that we can and will grow a better world, even though it doesn't seem like it all the time. I think it's really important that we have these spaces that allow and accept. I think those are two principles that really, and connection. Those three, I think, are almost what really define love. Like, we are people who don't even know how to articulate love, which is kind of our real power. I'm reading Bell Hooks, All About Love. And I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, deep South. I have 5 children, biracial, and I'm married, and my husband and I have lived in North Carolina for 12 years. We travel nurse, and we lived in Connecticut. We've lived up and down the East Coast. I really think there's enough good energy out there. I don't know, I'm not an expert, but I've been in emergency room nurse. I've been in what I'll call like the bellows. And I'm grateful to be in this space with you all who are holding good ideas and accepting ideas. I will pass it to, and I won't be for the 2 o'clock thing. We're going to an art thing, and I'll be here tomorrow morning for the time banking. This is Marlo. And I'll, hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Marlo.
Marlo's 6.5 and super enthusiastic and ready to get out in the sunlight. And I'll just seed, and whoever's ready can share.
Okay, I will go. I think it is, I feel it is quite reassuring to be in such a diverse group all over the globe, and to have such a similar views, such a similar wishes and ideas, and so let's make them actionable. Period. Just do it.
I'll go next because I want to make sure that Katie and Maddie know some of the ways that we have plans to make them, to act on them. Yes, I totally agree. And I really feel, so I've been in this world of building new economies and connecting with people about it for 20 some years now. And it feels different. The moment's different now. It is an opportunity, and it's time for us to seize it. And the way Sybille, you mentioned birth earlier, like, and when you said the shore recedes before the wave, I love that. Like, labor pains, we've been having them for a long time. It's time to push the baby out. So we're having, or, and I hear that you often shit during that. So we're having our shitty
Shit
parties
parties.
during the month of April. So each week, and this is a celebration of life, the good, the bad, the ugly, the shit, the birth, and the olive and the death. So tomorrow, so all of April every week at on Thursday at 1 o'clock Central Time, we're gonna have shitty parties so people can come in and like really do the nitty gritty, get involved, get your projects on the map, get your offers and wants listed, really start helping each other in ways that really help propel each person forward how they wish to in their community and in their projects. So hopefully you can join us for that. And yeah, I am excited because I feel like we've been drawing our dream world together for a while and we know what it looks like. So cool. Thank you. I'll pass it to Kate. Are you able to unmute? And if not, we'll just say Anneleise.
Have we heard from Emily? I've noticed Emily's been on, and I'm not sure if we've even.
Not yet, but she just said be right back. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, do you want to go?
Me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just really nice connecting with you all. Yeah, it's really it is really heartening knowing that there's kind of this solidarity kind of thread that connects the globe, where we're all, you know, in our own sort of communities, and but our shared humanity is really aligned. So thank you everybody for being present here today and bringing your hearts to the table. That's me.
Good.
Maddie or Kurt, either of you want to unmute and say?
Emily?
I can chime in here. Yeah, I appreciate all of the visuals worked into the day so far, and all of the sharing. And you know, I'm a show skier, so there's a little expression that we use called the little flow in the show. So I felt we had a little of that today, and so definitely. You know, the years that I've experienced this is about an economic solution to the tension that billions of people around the world are experiencing all at the same time. And we're just a small little group here doing our little thing from our corners of the world to radiate and elevate the energy. And you know, so I think I'm optimistic in terms of what the near future holds. You know, to get some positive feedback and some outcomes and some gratification out of what we're doing in our hard work. So I've been doing a little multitasking. There's a group in Madison, Wisconsin that does at 12 o'clock noon our time, something called the 12 o'clock shakedown, just a little bit of music and motion. A guy by the name of Jim started because he has MS, and he knew a couple years ago that he needed to do more to be a little bit more active. And so he just had a friend offer him Zoom. And so then that invited other friends on, and it's become a thing. We've done hundreds of videos of doing 15 minutes of music and motion. And I just think simple things of generosity that it's just great to be able to have the camaraderie and gathering and share the meaning of our day and moment. And, you know, like today apparently is Happy National Poultry Day. So let's appreciate our poultry out from all around the world. So I don't know. So this just gets me in vibing in a lot of the goodness of life. And, you know, now that as I'm speaking, I'm thinking of the celebration of life. So just a lot of heartfelt stuff. I think of an event I was on almost a couple months ago that was called, you know, Sing Our Heart Song. And so just really appreciate the souls that you all are, and that we're here to just really give it to her and give life our best. So thanks for doing what you do.
I would like to thank everyone. I loved hearing what everyone had to say. This has been beautiful to be a part of, and I'm very glad that it's happening. And I just want to say, keep the faith, keep the people power going. We're so strong together. We can accomplish anything and everything. And yeah, free the land. So yeah.
And we love Jackson. We went there from Madison and our friends from Santa Ana, California, a couple of years ago, and just I just love Cooperation Jackson and love Jackson, and really appreciated having a chance to get to know the place a little bit. Happy that you're here.
Awesome. That's great to hear. It's really good to hear.
And the Solidarity Sprint, Anneleise and Kate both came, and we made a little tour around the U.S. and we want to do that a lot more. It happened right before COVID started, but otherwise we would have been doing it much more. Like St. Louis and Detroit and Madison and Jackson. At a certain point, we've talked about like having a rotating sort of caravan to go. Like we could do work on each other's projects, hands-on, learn from each other, and anytime if people want to revive the field trips, I think it's time. Detroit's the first place I went when things started opening back up here, but visiting each other is always lovely, and you're all welcome here anytime. Emily, do you want to do your checkout?
Just wanted to thank everybody for everything everybody does, and to keep up the great work.
Thank you. Thanks for making a dream world. Kate, are you there?
Yes, Kate.
Kate's shared some links. Oh, there you are.
Hi.
Hi.
Lovely picture.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Now you muted your.
Yeah, you're on mute again. We'd love to hear you. Check out if you want. Kate.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Sorry, it's really been interesting just listening to the final bits of the session, because obviously I wasn't able to be there for most of it, and it makes my heart sing, just wishing that I could have been in it, but knowing that there's, it's a small group, but there's multiple small groups all over the globe who are doing the same thing, and it's I think I feel hopeful, and yeah, it was just wonderful to listen in for a bit. So yeah, thank you. And anyone's welcome in Hull anytime.
So more imaginal cells. We're about to become a butterfly. All right. Shall we fly away? Do that for our closing. Fly
Yes.
off. We'll see you in 24 minutes if you can join the next session about life cycles. Enjoy your break. Bye.
Lovely to be here with everyone.
All right.